Let's try one more example with multi-step factoring. This time we're going to look at negative 4x cubed minus 22x squared minus 10x. Remember, our first step is to look for a GCF. Negative 4, negative 22, and negative 10. Those are all divisible by negative 2. X cubed, x squared, and x, those all have a factor of x. And remember, we're going to take out the GCF by doing basically the opposite of distributing. So I ask myself, negative 2x times what is negative 4x cubed? That would be 2x squared. Then I'd ask myself, negative 2x times what is negative 22x squared? That would be positive 11x. Then I'd ask myself, negative 2x times what is negative 10x? And that would be positive 5. Now I'm looking at the part in the parentheses, and I'm checking to see whether it's a difference of squares or a trinomial. This one's a difference of squares, or sorry, this one's a trinomial rather. So I'm going to use my two numbers that multiply to AC add up to B method. So I'm going to compare this. I'm going to do the work off to the side here. I've got 2x squared plus 11x plus 5. So my A times C would be 2 times 5 is 10. My B would be 11. The two numbers that multiply to 10 but add up to 11 are 1 and 10. So I'm going to be replacing the middle term. Instead of 11x, it's going to be a 1x and a 10x. So now I've got 2x squared plus 1x plus 10x plus 5. I group the first two terms together and group the second two terms together and look for GCFs. 2x squared plus 1x. Those have a GCF of x. Factor that out. Copy the plus sign. 10x plus 5. That has a GCF of 5. Factor that out. If I've done that correctly, I should have a common binomial that I can factor out. When I factor out the 2x plus 1 from the first term, I have an x left over. When I factor out the 2x plus 1 from the second term, I have a plus 5 left over. So 2x squared plus 11x plus 5 factors into 2x plus 1 times x plus 5. So I'm going to replace that over here. I still have the negative 2x in front, and this should be my answer. Remember, I can do a quick check by distributing everything and making sure I end up with the original problem. So if I go back to my answer, and first I distribute the two binomials. I'm not going to do anything with the negative 2x yet. I'm just going to let that hang out front there for a moment. Let's see here. 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times 5 is 10x. 1 times x is 1x. 1 times 5 is 5. Combine my like terms. And then finally distribute the negative 2x. That would give me negative 4x cubed, negative 22x squared, and negative 10x, which is what I started with, so I know my answer is correct.